Alright, nerds and nerdettes, back for another episode of Nerd Debate. I decided to rename the series. If you couldn't tell by, at least for these specific videos, if you couldn't tell by the Louis one from last time, I've got a doozy this time, nerds and nerdettes. Oh boy, oh man. I really want to do this video. I also really fucking don't. Nerds and nerdettes. But before we begin, I'd like to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. And as for an update on those Let's Plays, I think I'm going to postpone them. I'll continue to post videos I have. I will postpone making new ones until my new mic comes in. But it shouldn't be too long from now. Just got it off Amazon. Decided that mic would be more important because these videos are more interesting. I think these videos are more unique. They fill a more unique niche. Again, if you don't know what we do on Nerd Talk or Nerd Debate, we don't have a script. I just sort of come at you and I'm like can explain to you all of my reasons for my topics at hand in a unprofessional form. And I'm hoping that you guys could either agree or give me reasons why I disagree in the comments. You know, nice have a nice civil discussion and talk about nerdy shit. That's what Nerd Debate and Nerd Talk are all about. Nerd Debate's a bit different because Nerd Debate's going to be more me exploring theories and concepts and plot holes, stuff like that. Today, if you couldn't tell, I know a Dragon Ball the hardcore Dragon Ball community, man. If they're gonna come at me, I know it. I want them to, man, because I've wanted to do this debate for a long time. I wanted to talk about this with people, and I finally get to do it. I'm so excited. But at the same time, I know if this video ends up somehow getting big, it's gonna be a problem. So, Frieza's gender. What is it, nerds and nerdettes? That's what we're here to discuss today. I think where we should start first is voice acting. First of all, before we get too deep into the topic of voice actors, I want to mention that I believe the modern voice actor for Frieza, the guy that was voicing him in Super, I do believe that that man has sadly passed away. I want to pay my respects to that. That really sucks. He was really good. He was a really great Frieza. So I mean, no disrespect when I say that I prefer the voice of Frieza from the original Funimation dub. I think the Smoker Chain Frieza. I used to think Frieza was a woman personally. Before we even get started here, I'm gonna spoil you a little bit. I do not believe Frieza is a woman. Gonna tell you that right now. But Frieza used to be voiced by a woman in the original Funimation dub. I think they changed it in Kai. I don't know about the other dubs. I am a little bit uncultured when it comes to them. So yeah, Frieza's been voiced by multiple people and multiple genders of people too. Again, the most recent person was male, and I don't think I never understood the concept of using the voice actor gender to describe another character's gender as a good way of thinking. I think it's very weird that people do that. Ash Ketchum, he was voiced by a chick in the West. Timmy Turner, Bart Simpson, just to name a few. Goku himself, the main protagonist, Dragon Ball himself, is voiced by a woman in Japan. I think she's still alive too. I think she's still kicking. She's still doing the job too. So, cross-dressing voices. You know what I mean by that. They're common. They're pretty common. They're more common amongst. Like if you want to do like a little boy or a young dude, you'll get a chick to do him, just because they can get those higher vocals up. So it's a very standard. Point is, Frieza's been voiced by both genders. I don't see the argument here, even then. Most modernly, he's been voiced by a male. But again, it doesn't matter. I don't believe that matters. I don't believe the gender of the person who voices the character matters. Want to get that off my chest right now, right off the bat, before we even get into some of this other stuff. Because, yeah. So, gender does not matter to the voice actor. Plain and simple. I'm saying it over and over again because people keep saying the opposite over and over again. It does not matter. It does not matter. Quit saying it. Okay, so we got that out of the way. So how do we go about figuring out Frieza's gender? What can we do? What can we do to get a canonical answer here? Well, we could turn to the most canon sources of all, the manga, which I happen to have English editions of, all the way through the Frieza arc and Namek arc. And I'm going to tell you, now keep in mind, these are English prints, so mistranslations could be a thing, but considering that characters refer to each other by pronouns all the time, otherwise, I don't see... I find it very strange that Frieza is never referred to by any specific pronoun, not that I can recall. I'm sure there might be a panel I'm missing or two. I'm sure Vegeta calls him something more rudely, of course. I'm sure of it. But as far as I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that there is a point in the manga where Frieza is referred to by any pronoun. Now, that doesn't mean anything. Because in the anime, let's go over the anime. I'm going to say this right now. I believe Akira Toriyama has gone on stating that if it's in the manga, it's canon. And if it's not in the manga, it's not canon unless stated otherwise. The animes always seem to depict Frieza by giving him male pronouns, which is very interesting to me. It's always male, too. Always. I do think he's called Lord in the manga, but while it's definitely, generally associated with males, I don't know. I don't know if they... I don't think it's really used much. I think it's only used once in the manga. So, the anime, he is referred to by male pronouns a fair few times, and I think he doesn't ever refer to himself as such, though. I think what the anime writers have ultimately done is that if I'm wrong, if I'm right about the pronouns not being present in the manga, I think what the writers did is they just gave him a male pronoun, male pronouns to refer to him, just to simplify things, right? Because it's more easy for us to connect with if we can establish Frieza as a male or a female. And while he definitely has flamboyant traits, I used to think Frieza was a woman, but I am of the opinion that Frieza certainly has he's got a male physique and everything. He definitely does. And I point that out because I think it's important to do so. So I do think it made sense for the anime writers to go with male, if that is ultimately what happened. I will state this, though. Whether or not the pronouns are in the manga, I think it's a fair argument to go by that Frieza cannot be a male just out of sheer human biology of it. He doesn't have the parts. Let's just say that. Pretty sure he's naked here in this particular picture. I think in his final form he's naked. I assume, at least. It looks like he wears that traditional Frieza army battle armor when he's in his first form, all the way through his fur, it looks like. That's what it looks like to me, at least. I'm guessing the more and more he evolves, so to speak, he needs less and less armor because he's more distance based. He's strong up close, but he's more distance based. That's how he always is in the games. It's always seems to be represented. Other parts of work, like when he's playing Bardock, instead of punching him, he just throws a ball, from his fingertip. Seems to be a distance fighter for sure. Which very interesting to point out. We don't know much about his species in general. This is something I really want to point out, and what I'm trying to get to. Not at all. We don't even know what his race is called. Similar to Yoda, we don't know nothing about it. We can make it's important to note there's not one There's not one Frieza race character in this series that is not tied to Frieza in some big major way. You got King Cold, who's his dad, canon obviously. You got Cooler, who I think is non-canon. I think Cooler is I think he's officially a character that's in the series, but I don't think his movies and stuff are canon. Maybe they are. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But he's got a son named Frieza, which I've been told is canon. I don't know. I think Frieza comes from a joke manga or something, but apparently it's canon. That's what I've been told, at least. And then you got Frost. Now, Frost isn't part of Frieza's family, but he's basically Frieza from another dimension. It's like they're the same person, right? It'd be like looking at another version of me, or you looking at another version of you from another universe. That's what it's like. But that's what Frost is to Frieza. And, very, not one Frieza race member is disconnected from Frieza. I always thought that Captain Ginyu, at least the body he currently has in the Namek Saga, in the Namek Saga, that's the body he has, whether that's his original body or not, is up for debate in itself. Might make a video on that. But that particular body of Ginyu's, whether it's his original one or not, that always reminded me a lot of Frieza's first form. Maybe it's a completely different species. Absolutely possible. More than likely that's the case. But the horns, the head shape, almost looks like it could be a lesser evolved form of Frieza's. Because it looks like Frieza's kind of got some surgical thing or something, protecting his brain. I don't know if that's natural or not. It might be. Ginyu does have normal ears, and Frieza obviously does not. He's got those little holes. And I believe that those are consistent with his other forms too. He's just covering them up, So, it's very interesting. A little observation I made, but I don't think it's the case. But even if it were, Ginyu's still connected to Frieza, very much so. So we haven't seen any other members of Frieza's race. Also has a universe where you can make your own Frieza race character, but, non-canon pretty much, right? In the grand scheme of things. Meaning we have not seen one official Frieza race character in the series that doesn't have Frieza's, evil genes. Apparently Frieza has, evil genes or something. And that's interesting to me, because I wonder if there are, potentially females in the species. I don't think there are. I think it's just a species similar to Namekians, and that's why I don't want to consider Frieza a male. He's not. He calls himself a male. It makes sense. It makes sense in when talking to humans and such to just say, "Oh, male," because that's what we can understand, right? As humans, it's just easier to digest, especially for a series that's been made by humans. Okay, but officially, when you really think about it, no, he technically is not male in the sense that us humans think of as male. Not hermaphrodite. I don't remember what it's called. This is what happens when you don't have scripted videos. There's some bad parts to it. Whatever, you can make babies without sexual reproduction just by pretty much cloning yourself, right? Just like the Namekians do. Namekians are also generally male, but Namekians look very male. They look very, Frieza, you can debate the look, but with Namekians, they're very clearly masculine. Frieza, much more debatable, and that's why I think, technically he isn't male. That's just the debate. Hardcore Dragon Ball fans, besides me, they'll argue it all day. He's male, Akira Toriyama said so. They'll argue it all day. And that's why I'm a little scared to make this one, nerds and nerdettes, but this is an opinion I've always had, and it's one I've always wanted to get out there. As someone who grew up with Frieza as the first major female villain he's ever seen. And the fact that he doesn't have male organs. He just doesn't. It's just something he does not have. Obviously, gender is a much more complicated debate, I'll just say, than what's in the pants, pretty much. But biologically speaking, Frieza is not male as far as us humans are concerned. So, it's a different gender, just objectively, biologically. Again, I don't want to get into the topic of gender because it can get very heated, it can get very serious, and it's not something I want to. It's not something I want to poke fun at. It's not something I want to get into. It's interesting, of course. It's always good to talk about this type of stuff, even though it's serious. But it's not the type of discussion we need to get into today, especially when we're just nerding out talking about character. Right? We're talking about character's gender. Evil Lord, like a goofy character like Frieza's gender is what we're talking about here. Okay, we don't need to get into such serious topics. That being said, it is a very complicated, very unique issue overall. But so that's why it's worth debating. It's definitely, if you want to counter something, absolutely, that's what this whole series is all about. It's all about debating. It's all about letting you guys get your opinions as much as it is mine. Getting discussion going because I love nerding out. I love discussing this sort of stuff. And even though there's more serious issues involved with it, worth debating. It's always worth debating. It's always worth to healthily debate. It's always worth to have a healthy mindset with it. Not going in to attack people regardless of what they believe or whatnot. Just people have their opinions. People have their mindsets. Let them have it. But when it comes to stuff like this, it's fun to debate. It's a character. That's what it is. It's a goofy, fun character from an awesome series. That's what it is. So yeah, I am. No, we delved into a little bit of serious talking there. It's because it is a serious issue, like I said, very serious, and a lot of people go through lots of struggles because of it. And we can only hope that things go good for you. I can only hope that things go good for you, regardless of what you consider yourself to be and whatnot. Today we were talking about biological gender, of course, and I hope we all understand what I'm talking about here. He physically does not have the stuff, pretty much. That's what we're talking about. So, I think we got through a good discussion today. Got through a nice, hefty one. Again, a little bit serious, but still, nothing wrong with having serious discussions. And I'd like to hear you guys' comments on what you think Frieza's gender is. I'm betting it's gonna be male. I'm betting if anybody watches this video, they're gonna be telling me about how male Frieza is. So it's just a fun debate, just a fun topic to talk about. Again, always wanted to do this one because this one's always been in my head. I have a passion for it because Frieza. Again, when I first saw Frieza, saw him as a woman, I thought it was awesome. I was like, oh shit. Chicks can be villains too. That's rad. Because when you're a little kid and you're watching, lots of movies, right? The villain's never the woman. The woman's always the guy, or it's always the woman's, the guy saves. Pretty bland storytelling. So it's so cool to see a chick as a villain, an alien chick at that, and it's so sad that that's not the case. Canonically, I want to get this out there. Canonically, I do believe Akira does consider Frieza a male. Even if it's not in the manga, I do think that is the case. Akira Toriyama does work on Super, and Super is he still works on it a bit. I don't think he's as hardcore working on the series anymore. I think lots of people do lots of stuff for him now that he's getting older, but I think he still does run the story and whatnot. And Frieza is clearly a male in that anime, and I'm guessing in the manga too. I haven't read Super's manga. Don't want to get spoiled with stuff, and I really want to watch the English dub of Super all the way through before I get into Super's manga. So bear with me on that a little bit. Again, I'm coming in here with just the stuff I have in my head at the time. That's what makes this fun. That's what makes this, a little hectic. I hope that was a good discussion. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Again, leave your likes and comments down below, especially your comments, especially with these types of videos, these nerd debate videos, and I hope we can be civil about this, nerds and nerdettes. Please be civil about this, okay? And until next time, nerds and nerdettes, take care.